Hello and welcome, my friends. Welcome back to my Crystal 101 Physical Health series. We're in part 2 of this series as we have a lot of physical ailments, challenges, and problems, and I didn't want to overwhelm people with trying to bring this all out in one session. Now, if you haven't seen the first session, I will link the Crystal 101 playlist below and above, so you can go check it out. Additionally, as we are working with that physical health aspect, you may also want to look into my Crystal 101 chakra session where I explore the crystals and your chakras. Now, in today's session, we are going to be focusing in on those physical aches and pains. Let's be honest, pain, injury, it's not the most fun part of life. It doesn't feel the greatest. However, it is part of life. So having a full toolbox of different types of tools to help with those aches, pains, irritations that we have is very necessary. Now, crystals can both heal and soothe some of those physical aches and pains while helping to strengthen your physical body. Now, because we are looking at another tool or support for your toolbox here, I would highly recommend that you talk to your healthcare team about what tools you're using. Yes, I know crystals are an external source of support. However, having an open line of dialogue with your healthcare team ensures that they understand what you're doing, what's happening for you, and what's more, how they can support you. Now, because we are looking at an external source, these are fantastic add-ons to that physical health plan that you're creating. Now, as we are looking at pain, those aches, that pain, well, let's just kick everything off with how do you reduce pain? How do you cope with it? So the crystals that are recommended here would be amethyst, clear quartz, rose quartz, lapis lazuli, moonstone, malachite, black tourmaline, green aventurine, smoky quartz, selenite, blue apatite, and aquamarine. Do you need all these crystals? No. Pick and choose crystals that keep coming up for you. Throughout my Crystal 101 series, we will explore what different crystals will do and how you can use them to help you. You're going to start to see a crystal repeat itself and make itself known to you. Those are the crystals that you need, that you should keep your eye out for. So how can you use them to help you right now? Well, it makes sense to put the crystal on or near the site where the pain is coming from. You could also try and place it on a corresponding chakra for where the pain is located. Now, depending on where your pain is, will depend on how easy it is to place a crystal near or on that site. A good way to place a crystal near the site of a pain would be through jewelry. It really does help to place crystals all over your body. Additionally, you can tuck them into pockets. You can put them in, my lady friends, in your bra, just to help. Additionally, if it's in an awkward space, what you can do is put it in your pocket, and then when the ache or pain gets too much, take the crystal out of your pocket and place it on the site. It's going to be what's going to be practical for you. Even having them on your person, but not near that ache or pain, will support you, as this is energy and it travels quite easily and freely. Depending on where you work and where you spend your day, you can place them around you. Additionally, making a crystal grid will support you in amplifying the energies and properties, setting some intention, and getting some serious work done. And if those aches and pains come up while you sleep, having that crystal grid around you while you sleep is fantastic. And you can also put crystals around or near you while you sleep. Because again, those strange aches and pains like to creep up when we're sleeping. Bone health. Well, let's be honest. Some of those aches and pains are because of bones. Raise your hand if you've ever broken a bone. My hand's raised. It's not fun. Now, with the bone health aspect, this will help to strengthen your bones, can also help you to heal those broken bones. The suggestions here: black obsidian, lapis lazuli, rhodonite, howlite, angelite, tiger's eye, garnet, moss agate, hematite, and pyrite, which is also known as fool's gold. Now, again, you could put the crystal near or on the bone that is hurting or a corresponding chakra. Please note, if you have a cast, please do not tuck your crystal into the cast. It may seem like a good place to put it. However, it can get lodged there and it can also cause more damage. If you want to place it on or around your cast, my suggestion is to get a scarf and tie it that way. Please do not tuck it in between your cast and your skin, because like I said, you can end up harming your skin or having the crystal lodge itself in between your skin and the cast, causing problems. It's easier to place it on the external, wrap it up with a scarf, and keep it that way. Or place it around or near you. Additionally, crystal grids are amazing, and a lot of times, because when we're trying to sleep, pain likes to sneak up on us, having that crystal grid around your bed or in your room helps to reduce the pain and heal what's broken or injured. And feel free to mix and match the crystals from the previous page on releasing pain. Because again, sometimes it's not just one thing, it's a variety of things that are coming into play. Well, on top of the bone health, we have joint health. Many people have joint issues. These crystals can help to heal and support that joint health. We have black obsidian, amethyst, aquamarine, carnelian, fluorite, blue apatite, and hematite. So again, with the crystals, these are an external support. There's only so many ways that you can use them, so you will see a lot of repeat here. However, it is important to talk about each aspect and how to use them. So with joint pain, again, depending on your joint, will depend on how easy it is to tuck a crystal near where the pain or tension is happening. Now, because we are looking at joints and placing crystals near the skin, I will recommend that you do have a polished crystal rather than a raw crystal. And the difference here, a polished crystal is very smooth and won't harm your skin, whereas a raw crystal does have that risk of harming the skin due to the rough texture, due to the rough exterior of the crystal. Again, you can place the crystal near or on the corresponding chakra to where that joint pain is located. Having them around you does help. Again, the crystal grid, especially when you're sleeping. Inflammation. Swelling and inflammation happens on the body. Now, the inflammation itself may not be causing a lot of pain, It just may be causing discomfort. Swelling means there's something that your body is trying to fight, deal with, cope with. So sometimes you have to work on what's causing the swelling and then the swelling itself. Again, mixing and matching your crystals as you need. So here we have black obsidian, amethyst, malachite, moonstone, rhodonite, turquoise, carnelian, fluorite, green aventurine, amazonite, rose quartz, citrine, selenite, and aquamarine. Again, it's putting the crystal nearer on where the swelling is occurring or a corresponding chakra. Again, sometimes you have to be pretty creative with how you're going to place a crystal near some swelling. However, again, those polished crystals, especially if they're smaller, can be easy to tuck in to places like socks, the sleeve of a sweater. Depending on where your swelling is occurring, sometimes you just have to use that creative mind to figure out how you're going to get that crystal near where the discomfort and pain is. And again, sometimes you just have to have it in your pocket. And when things get really tight or a little bit pinchy, that's when you bring out your crystal and place it on that site. Hormone imbalance. Yes, that may not cause pain. However, depending on the hormones, it might. It's okay. So the crystals to help balance and regulate hormones, we have moonstone, amethyst, rose quartz, amazonite, bloodstone, aquamarine, malachite, chrysoprase, carnelian, labradorite, apatite, smoky quartz, clear quartz, selenite, hematite, and garnet. Now, when people hear hormone balancing or regulation, many people jump to this being a female problem. Please know that's not true. We all have hormones and they can start to get discombobulated and dysregulated. These crystals can help bring in the balance. Now, again, you can carry them with you. You can place them near the site of whether it be pain, discomfort, tension, where the hormone impacts the most or resonates from. A good place to start would be your sacral chakra, as this is the hormone balancing chakra. You can go in and find which chakra regulates and balances out that specific hormone and place it there. Again, you can place them around you, depending on where it is you work and spend your day. Crystal grids, and this is really important, having them around you when you sleep, because again, our bodies start to, well, they get into that discombobulated state. Pain becomes more amplified, and you start to recognize some of the challenges that have arisen during the day. Not to mention, having them around you can support you with getting a better night's sleep, which can help with a lot of pain and discomfort. Headaches. Well, they too suck. And I know for myself, as a headache and migraine sufferer, having crystals, essential oils, and a lot of different tools to combat these do really help. So for crystals, you have angelite, lapis lazuli, turquoise, citrine, rose quartz, aventurine, topaz, smoky quartz, amethyst, selenite, and amber. Now, because a headache can be due to swelling, you can also look at adding in some inflammation crystals. You could add in some pain relief crystals. Again, it's just going to be finding that sweet spot and what works for you. Of course, this isn't shocking. You can put the crystal near and on the site of where your headache is occurring. You can also look at putting the crystal near or on one or more of your 3 top chakras, which would be your crown, your third eye, and your throat. These 3 chakras deal with different aspects of your mind and head and headaches. Again, having them around you, those crystal grids, again, especially where you sleep or hibernate when you have a headache, really helpful. Now, migraines, if you're a sufferer of them, you understand when I say they are a bit of a different beast than a headache. You do see a lot of the same crystals here. However, again, when you're working with your crystals, the intention does matter. So something like angelite, amethyst, clear quartz, aventurine, selenite, lapis lazuli, hematite, aquamarine, and rose quartz. Again, similar to what we just said about your headache, you can put them on or around where your head hurts. You can put it on one or more of your top 3 chakras. Now, please note, and this happens a lot more with headaches than anything else, when you're placing your crystal on or near something, please don't jab it in or put pressure on it. The reason I say this is there is a form of migraine. It's called a cluster migraine that occurs right behind the eyes. And a lot of times when you have one, you try and put pressure on your eyes to try and relieve the pain. Please don't put your crystal on your eyes and put pressure on it. Pressure with the crystal isn't a great idea. It is a hard object. So please be mindful that it is just gently placed there. I know it can feel cool and relieving. However, putting pressure from a hard rock or crystal on your face, on any extremity really, isn't a great idea. But having them near you is. Again, putting them around you, the crystal grid, especially in those dark spaces that we do go to and hibernate in when we have a migraine, is incredibly helpful. Now, like I've said a number of times in this session, mixing and matching is really helpful. You don't need a ton of the same crystals. You just need a nice selection that works for you. Additionally, if you have been unwell or you are fighting pain, you have hurt yourself, you have a headache or migraine, please make sure that you are cleansing, clearing, and charging your crystals frequently. You want them to be working at their optimum level, and they start to slow down, and their ability to help you lessens when they start to get full, basically. Think of it as trying to vacuum your space with a vacuum that has a full vacuum bag. And again, like I said before, setting intentions with all your crystals to create that action plan for you and that crystal. And I would say adding in any and all high vibrational beings into that intention so that you can clear yourself from that pain and discomfort. The one thing that is really important with crystals is using them. It's great to look at, they're beautiful, and sometimes, yes, we do have a larger piece of crystal as a beautiful piece of natural artwork. However, again, making sure that even a larger piece that is more artistically placed can still support you in amazing ways should you set that intention. Clear the crystal frequently and enjoy your space and time with it. I want to thank you guys so very much for joining me today and exploring how you can use crystals in your everyday. I will be continuing my Crystal 101 series and exploring different areas to support you while using these beautiful tools. If you have any suggestions or requests, please put it below as I can put it on my list. Now, if you did like this session, please give it a thumbs up. It does help to encourage me forward. Additionally, if you're looking for an added layer of support, I do have a Patreon community. And with all these 101 sessions that I've been doing, they've been getting handy little cheat sheets. Of course, they've also been getting extra little bonuses as well, as I enjoy giving back to my community. So I've left a link below so you can come check it out. Again, I want to thank you guys so very much for joining me today and exploring how you can better work with yourself and adding in some amazing, beautiful tools. Until tomorrow, my friends.